Good morning, students. Hello, everybody. Hope all are enjoying your holidays. But some may be missing their schools, teachers, and friends as well. But, dear students, don't get disappointed because here we are, your teachers, with the online classes. Hope all will enjoy and study and will cooperate us. Stay home, stay safe. And here we begin with our first lesson of science, that's our circulatory system. Our body is made of many parts called organs. Different organs perform different functions. Our heart pumps blood to the body. Our lungs take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Our ear helps us to hear. Our eyes helps us to see. Our stomach helps us to digest the food which we eat. Similarly, other organs also perform various other functions. No single organ can work alone. All the organs in our body together perform some important functions. A group of organs working together makes up a body system, our circulatory system. So, our first lesson deals with the circulatory system. We have already learned that our body needs oxygen and nutrients. Our digestive system helps us to break down the food and absorb all the nutrients. So how do this oxygen and nutrients reach to all the parts of our body? This is what we are going to learn in this lesson. The human circulatory system. When we need to move a thing from one place to another, so what do we do, students? We move it with the help of our hands or a vehicle. In the same way, our body also has a system to move the things around. And this system carries the oxygen and nutrients, amongst other things, to all the parts of the body. It also removes the waste materials such as carbon dioxide from the body. And this system is called the circulatory system. So note the definition of circulatory system. The organ system that transports different substances within our body is called as the circulatory system. So what are the parts of the human circulatory system? The human circulatory system has three important parts. That is our heart, our blood and blood vessels. Together they make up the circulatory system. So first we will begin with the heart. Heart is a muscular organ whose size is about that of our fist. Do you know, students, what is a fist? Muthi. We call it as a muthi. That is called a fist. So our heart is a size of about our fist. It's located a little to the left of the middle of our chest, or you can see at the center of our lungs. It's protected by our rib cage. We have a protection around our heart which protects our delicate organ which is called as a rib cage. Blood. Blood is a red colored liquid that circulates throughout the body. If you might have any injury, you might have seen a red color fluid coming out from your injury, no? That is what we call it as blood. It's red in color. It carries oxygen, nutrients and waste material from one organ to the other. Our blood vessels. These are the thin tube-like structures that forms a network in our body. Do you know what is a network? That means number of tubes lying one the other or overlapping on each other. These are of three types, such as your arteries, veins, and capillaries. These are called as the blood vessels. So together the heart, the blood, and the blood vessels form the circulatory system. Now what are the different types of blood vessels? Arteries, veins, and capillaries. There's a question mark, students. In your page number 2, did you see? Name the different types of blood vessels. So what will be the answer? The different types of blood vessels are arteries, veins, and capillaries. Let us now see the structure and functions of the organs in the circulatory system. And we will learn about the structure of different organs in the circulatory system. Our heart, it's a pear-shaped organ consisting of 4 chambers. Do you know what is chambers? Rooms. We can imagine like the rooms. We have 4 rooms in our heart. There are 2 upper chambers called as the atria, or its singular form is called as atrium, and the atria are the chambers that receive the blood coming to the heart from the rest of the body. Whereas we have 2 lower chambers which are called as the ventricles. And this ventricle, the heart has a left ventricle and a right ventricle. They send the blood to the body and the lungs. The auricles and ventricles work as a team. The auricle get filled with blood and then send it to the ventricles. The ventricles then squeeze and pump the blood out of the heart, while the ventricles contract or they decrease in size by the action of squeezing. The auricle refill with blood from different parts of the body and get ready for the next contraction. This is how our heart works, or all the 4 chambers of our heart works. The upper 2 chambers were contracting and sending the blood to the lower chambers. The lower chambers were emptying the blood by sending it to the lungs. This is how the heart was pumping. The heart works like a pump to keep the blood continuously flow through the network of blood vessels. And the rhythmic pumping of blood by the heart is called as the heartbeat. Doctors use an instrument called the stethoscope to listen to our heartbeats. You might have experienced when you have felt sick, isn't it? When you go to the doctors take a device which one part of it they put it in their ears and the other part they keep it on your wrist or on your chest to read the heartbeat. That is what the instrument called as the stethoscope. They listen to our heartbeats. Now when we place our fingers on the left wrist, practically you can do with yourself. When you place your fingers on the left wrist, you will feel a light pumping movement, and this is what we call it as a pulse. For example, an adult human being whose normal pulse rate may vary from 60 to 100 beats per minute. If you note the time and count the beats or the pulse, it will be around or between 60 to 100. Blood. It flows inside our body through a network of blood vessels. Blood works like a carrier. And what does it carry? Let us see. The first and foremost function of blood is that it carries oxygen from the lungs to other parts of the body. It also collects carbon dioxide from the body and takes it back to the lungs. Its second function is, after the process of digestion, blood carries nutrients absorbed from the digested food in the intestines to other parts of the body. It also absorbs the waste material from different parts of the body and takes it to the excretory system. For example, your urine, which is a waste material, is taken out through your body through this excretory system, but that is circulated due to blood. Blood helps in maintaining the temperature of your body, and thus it prevents the body from becoming too hot or too cold. Some of the components present in the blood protects the body from disease causing germs. Whenever harmful germs enter our body, these components called WBC attack them and kill them. And we will learn more about these components in our higher classes. This is what about our blood, who has a number of functions. Now you will be amazed to know that although blood in all individuals look alike, red in color, isn't it? But the type of blood is not the same. There are different types of blood groups. Are you aware of it? If you go for a blood test, your test will be done, then you will be coming to know that your blood group may be A or B or AB or O. So, you find out your blood group asking your parents. They will be knowing about it. Now, let us go to the next topic called as the blood vessels. They are the tube-like structures spread throughout our body. They carry the bloods to different organs and parts of our body. They are of three types: arteries, veins and capillaries. So together they all are called as the blood vessels. They all are same structures. They are tube-like, but their names are different. They form a network in our body. The blood vessels that carry blood away from the heart are called as the arteries, whereas the largest artery in our body is called the aorta. Is the main artery leading out of the heart or taking the blood out of the heart. Another important artery is the carotid artery. This carries the blood from the heart to the brain. Now, the blood vessels that carry blood back to the heart are called veins, which are just the opposite of arteries. Arteries were carrying the blood away from the heart, but veins, they are carrying the blood back to the heart. An important vein that carries the blood from the upper portion of the body to the heart is the superior vena cava, and the vein that fetches the blood from the lower portion of the body to the heart is the inferior vena cava. So how to remember? If they are bringing the blood from the upper side, they are the superior vena cava. If they are taking the blood from the lower side, they are the inferior vena cava. So this is how you can remember. Now capillaries. They form a network of tubules between the arteries and the veins. So this is how the blood vessels function. So for today, this much only, and we'll have the rest of the continuation in the next class. Hope all will understand and go through the lesson once again. Bye and have a nice day.